My name is LaCasse. I'm the owner of SEO Expert Las Vegas. I've been presenting here about a year and a half already. What I do is, in the past, for the last 6 years, I was a traditional SEO. That changed with AI. Everything about this industry has changed. Now, in my line of work, there are certain things that kind of tied over from the old school SEO into what is being used in AI. But this presentation is about the future. And here is the facts. In the SEO world, we love to have predictive modeling. We like to see where things are going to go in the next 5-10 years. We see that there is a definitive drop in people using the old school SERP, the blue links with the ads and the map pack, and with the popularity of people using LLMs for their inquiries. Find me this. I want to go here and do this. The predictive model is this. We have until October of 2030 when LLMs, the old search, and the new AI, they converge, in which people are using more AI to do their computing than looking at the blue links. That's 5 years for every single business. You have 5 years to integrate what you say, the copy on your website, so that it is more attractive to AI as opposed to your keywords or your traffic or your impressions. Those days are over, right? We're not going to be talking about that in 5 years. People are going to be like, well, that's the old school. This is the new school. It's changed. And I'm going to go through 5 years. That's it. I think it's going to be.
It's going to go quicker.
I think it's going to be 3.
I missed something. No longer SEOs?
So SEO is dead. The term SEO is gone.
Okay.
No one that does the optimization does search engines anymore. We're using AI. So it's AIO, generative EO, that's what this is about. It's about getting a website seen by an LLM, by AI. Yep, large language models. So ChatGPT, Gemini, Perplexity, Claude. All 4 of those. Those are the new battleground in which optimization is what people are paying me to do now, to optimize for that, as opposed to, I got 5 keywords. Who cares now? No one cares. But you got 5 years to still believe that. You got 5 years to still think that your keywords actually matter. After 5 years, or even sooner, it's going to be gone.
What are the 4 things you said? AI?
So ChatGPT, Gemini, Claude, Perplexity, all the LLMs that are out right now, right? All right, so let's get started. So let's first talk about the old school versus the new school. From, like I said before, we have to start not thinking about keywords anymore. They're becoming irrelevant. It's about the meaning. If you say you are, for all part of a bike shop, and we want to rank for, in the traditional sense, best bike shop in Las Vegas. The old school way was find a place to put best bike shop in Las Vegas in the copy of your website. Those days are over. What do you mean by being the best bike shop? Do you have the best location? Do you have the best reviews? Do you have social content that reinforces that you're the best? The meaning is the new word in which you have to keep in mind when it comes to promoting your business. What do you mean you want to be the best? It has nothing to do with the ranking anymore. Rankings, irrelevant. Doesn't matter if you're first page for your industry keyword on Google anymore. For the next 5 years, you could still say, oh, I'm number 1 on Google for this. After that, it comes down to relevance. What do you mean that you're number 1? How is that relevant to a new customer today, right? Underneath it, doesn't matter if you're number 1. What is the conversation that you're creating with your business that keeps you top of mind, right? Pages. Doesn't matter how many pages you have for your website anymore. It comes down to what's a new term that we all got to get comfortable with. It's called chunking. Chunking is not the domain of the page, but the contents in which you have put into the page. That's what's being seen and remembered by AI. And when someone's looking for something that they've already learned that you put on your website, you get chunked. It gets taken from your website and put into the response of that person looking for it. It has nothing to do with the links to going to a page anymore. I know, chunking is the new word now. So it has nothing to do with having a page with photos, a page with animations. I'm going to get into why that's not going to matter anymore. But what you say and how you say it and what people respond to, that's the future.
When you say respond, you mean by engaging?
Yep, being chunked. Because we now live in a world where you can take your web page, go into an LLM and say, what do I need to say to answer these questions about my business from an AI standpoint? We've never had that before. Go to the Google search page and ask it, hey, does this page actually rank with you? Yep, it ranks page 8. That's all you get. Now you get to have a conversation as to what you need to say based on what people are asking. We've never had that before. And that's the future. You got 5 months to figure out what your customers are saying now so that you build content so that they keep coming back after those 5 years, right? All right.
And is this just written content, or is this like video as well?
All right, so we'll get into video.
Okay.
And I'll answer that towards the end because video needs to have a very deep conversation as to why it's irrelevant.
Okay.
Right? So we'll put a pin on that one. All right. So some of you that have been in some of my lectures before, I usually like to go over what search intent is. Search intent in the old school way came down to 4 attributes: informational, navigational, transactional, and commercial. Information was your name, address, phone number. Navigational was if you had a database where someone could buy something and they went away from Google. Transactional was, I'm looking for the most affordable bike shop in Las Vegas. Commercial was, my bike shop is better than this bike shop. This was the old school way. It was simple. Only 4 things to know about the content. Those days are over. It's a lot more complex. However, we have to have the discussion of moving past the filter of the simplicity and understanding what the root things that AI is looking for. So informational. This was gone 3 months ago, even some people say 9 months ago, when AI overviews and AI mentions came at the very top of when you were searching something on Google. You had that nice little paragraph, and it told you a synopsis of what was going on. That was the first AI and the first nail in the coffin for old traditional SEO. Those days are over because once you submit your website, an AI robot within 2 hours now is going to find your website and it's going to start filling in the blanks. Name, address, phone number. You don't have to deal with it anymore. But that means it controls where it's going to categorize you. AI informational intent is now content in conversation. It has nothing to do with the name of the business, but what it is that you provide. What is it that makes you different? And the great analogy, old SEOs were like mechanics. I would get an email, hey, take a look at my website. Pull it into the garage, put it up on the lift, change this out, change that out, get it back on the road. This has changed everything for the SEO world. We're now chemists. Every single business is a different organism within an entity of the industry. Not one business is going to dominate. Businesses are going to have advantages for certain things that they contribute to the conversations and the content for specific types of customers moving forward. It is not the simplistic changing of an alternator. It is adding this, it is taking this out. It is adding this part of content to the content strategy that you already have, right? This is the way that we're moving forward. Navigational intent, those days are gone because it's going to be integrated into the AIs to move to Netflix login or Facebook login. It's about entity-based recognition. This is an important part about building brands in the AI world. There's ways to see that you may have a brand, but AI is only going to reward the ones that add to the brand with more recognition. Who are the people in your business? Where is the location? People are going to respond and use AI as a tool to find out the human connection between that business owner and their organization. It's not going to be this simplistic, oh, I'm just going to have some photos of my warehouse on Instagram. No. What is the intent? What are you trying to build with this? Why should people care? And then use that why as the content and copy of your socials. Because we're living in a world now where AI and SEOs, the old SEOs, and social media have a symbiotic relationship. If I don't see what's being seen and being popular on social, why should I not have it on my website? And if I have people seeing things on blogs and content that I put on my website, I need to put that into socials. So we're seeing a symbiotic relationship. If you are negating one of them, you're cutting your legs off. You don't know what people are responding to because we're starting to see that AI is the intermedium between me as a human talking to that human over there. But the intricacies is what AI has created. Transactional. Transactional was a very simple understanding. Most affordable, most expensive, luxurious, nearest to me. That was transactional intent. Now it's solutions. When someone wants to buy from you, what are they gaining? Status, luxury, youth, wealth, security. That is what needs to be said in the website. And I'll get into more of the specifics of what that means. But we have to stop thinking because I currently rank for most affordable plumber that now I'm successful for the next 5 years. No. What is that plumber, what are they solving? Well, they're solving the fact that this floor isn't going to be flooded anymore. Cool. Put that in the website. Put it somewhere. Let people read and let people respond to the solution, and then AI will understand that. That says it better than anyone else. Commercial intent. Back in the old school, this was easy. This was comparing who we were against another company. It was commercial. You either were doing better than them or they weren't doing better than them. Now it comes down to trust and authority validation. Who validates that you're better than anyone else? Who has used your website in their content and linked your website on their blogs? The infrastructure now is more important than ever before. Not just because you say it, but how do you prove it? How are you going out and selling your website to other people? That's way beyond what the old school was ever trying to promote. How are you doing this and what are you doing today? Any questions?
Is that only accomplished with reviews, or can it only be accomplished with reviews, or do we need to now have reviews and collaborate with other business owners?
Yes and yes.
Yes.
So you need reviews,
Okay.
but we also need to look at it more obtusely than that.
Yeah.
On your website, do you have a checklist that provides solutions and a assessment to what your business solves? Do you have a how-to guide? Do you have infographics? Is there things on your website that someone can click and download right away that validates that you know what you're doing? That's the future, because all of that is measurable. And AI can even suggest that now. This person has an assessment quiz on whether or not you qualify for their business. We've never had that before.
Hey, one quick question.
Sure.
Now, will blogs fall into that same category?
Blogs fall into all of this,
Yes.
right? Now, like I said, blog is one form of content. It's the most popular because it's been around the longest, right? Blogging in and itself is a different entity now because it has to be structured the right way, right? The biggest thing about blogs is if you're going to give statistics, you have to cite them now. You have to.
Yeah.
If you say 42% of blah, 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 where did you find that? And cite it in there, because not only are you giving yourself validation that you know what you're talking about, but that blog has the opportunity for someone that wants to check it to go somewhere else, which is an outbound link, which gives you more authority. Every single blog post should be written like a research paper. What is it that you're trying to tell them about? What is it that you're trying to let them know? And then how much of that do you know, right? And then tell it to them, and then tell them what you told them, you know? And then have your sites and your hyperlinks to where you cited it from at the bottom or in the content itself, right? Yeah.
So for your website, and my line is blown right now. So on my website, I would have a little bit about me, a high level bio, and whatnot. So that's like gone. It's gone. It's the past thing. I'll say a little bit, but now what you're saying is in your website offer, you have to solve it.
In the very top, you should.
How do you get that language? You don't use a chat to say how to write LL.
Yeah, that right there is the problem, right? So don't ever ask AI to write you the content for you, right? Ask AI what people are asking about your industry, and then use those questions and answer them in the website, right? Don't ever let AI do the content writing for you. However, if you are to do some content, you're like, I don't have time to write this all myself. Use that blog topic, put it into an LLM, and have it write an interview. Have it ask you the questions that are relative to the topic, and then write the answers on a document. Copy paste it into a Word, and then answer those questions. That way your language does not get in the way, but AI is interviewing you for that blog topic. And then copy, paste it into a blog post, and you're done. There's ways around that too, but that's the basics. That is how we're going to have to look at blog posting now. Think of it as an interview first. Don't have it right to, well, I have these amount of questions that people are asking me, write me a blog post about it. It's going to give you what you want to hear, not what your customers are wanting to see or read, right? That's not the point of this. And you're going to get punished. And the only way you'll know you'll get punished, no one's coming to contact you. It has nothing to do with dropping off from page 10 to oblivion from the old school. You won't get anything from it, and you'll know it. Like, no one has clicked on this. I have my bottom information, my phone number. I haven't gotten a call in 2 weeks, and I just posted this last week. What do you think that means? You have to be more, you have to change with the direction. If something's not working, rework it until something works, right? All right, so moving on. In the old school way, the acronym was EEAT when it came to establishing transactional, informational intent. This was the tried and true system. Experience, expertise, authoritativeness, and trust. This still kind of exists on the very deep rabbit hole of the AI SEO world. It's still kind of there, but we also replaced it with YMYL. Your money, your life. What does this mean? What does someone gain when they give you money? Do they gain health, status, wealth, security, attractiveness, youth? If you know what they gain from you by giving you $1, where is that in plain English on your website? Where is it? Where does it exist? That is a guaranteed success because you're telling these people, you're telling someone that's visited you've never seen before. They're on their phone, they're on their desktop, and they just came to your website, and they know exactly what they're getting from you. All they have to do is decide if they're going to give you $1 or they need to read more. If they have to read more, convince them below what you say why they should really consider giving you that $1. This is very different than the old school way. The old school way was about flooding the website with content, flooding it with nonsensical paragraphs, and just bombarding them with stuff that they would eventually just not read and be like, well, okay, I'm going to do that. Simplicity is the name of the game with AI. What can you say in as few words that is convincing enough for someone to give you $1 and consistently give you $1? Because it ain't just about the $1 one time. It's about what you need to say to keep on giving you that $1. That's why YMYL is going to be the future acronym for AI.
What we can do for them.
Yep.
Okay.
What's in it for them? As many words or as few words as you could possibly say it. However, EAT is the result of this. If you do YMYL good enough, people will see that you're the expert, you're the authority, you're the trusted person, because you established this first. Instead of talking about how awesome you are, you've proven it by them saying, hey, if I give you $1, I'm going to feel this way, right? This is revolutionary stuff when it comes to the next 5 years. The people that understand this are the ones that are going to make content that is going to grow over time. They will be dominating AI for the next 10 years. But it starts now in how the language is supposed to be said. Go ahead.
Okay, so in regards to this, so if you're selling a product, you would actually put this in the description of the product, so in product listing.
Yep.
So now, as people are reading about the product, decide whether they want to buy it. It's giving them all these benefits right in the description.
Yes.
So by that time, they have a pretty good idea whether they want to hit the
Yeah.
click.
That's all the website
and
is.
send it to cart.
The website is not a story. The website is a decision. Socials are the way in which you get people to make that decision. Use the socials for awareness and consideration. This is what we do, been doing it for this long. That's where you get to put in some of your EAT fluffy stuff, but the website is their decision, and it's their decision. You're not deciding for them, but the best websites that convert the best make the decision easy. How are you going to make that decision easy for anyone that comes? You don't have to worry about the demographics of the people that you're coming to first. You need someone that hits the bait on the line first. You need to get something in the boat. That's how you get someone in the boat. After that, then you can say, okay, it was this length, it was this type of bait, it was all these little things. But in the beginning, what do you have to say? You just have to say it, right?
Now, you can use both of these.
Right.
Yeah,
Before,
use it for the blogs and then the product listing.
right, use the EAT for your socials. Been doing this for 20 years, been doing this for 10 years, worked with this person, linked to their website in the social post. That way you have an outbound link in the socials, and that actually helps with the algorithm for certain socials, right? Building on the EAT to there, but as soon as they come to their website, they're going to know why they should make a decision. And that decision is to give you $1 or whatever. But that's the whole point of it. This has never been the discussion in the old school way. We've never had to have this complex math before, but in AI, we're getting rid of all this fluff. We're getting down to the real parts of what a business website is about. And it's about, I do this is what I provide you, do you want it? Good.
Driving websites to be more transactional.
Exactly. But also letting people know that saying you're the authority absolutely means nothing now. It's what you give them to believe, and those that have worked with you to say that you're the authority. Right. That's where we're at right now. It has nothing to do with standing on the soapbox and saying, I'm the best bike shop in Las Vegas. If you don't have anyone around you to say that they agree with you, and say it in their content or in their blogs or partnerships with other businesses that don't necessarily compete but work alongside the same audience you're trying to go after, that's what AI is rewarding right now. Go ahead.
Isn't it kind of always been like?
Yes.
No, because when I did my website order, that's what happened. We were starting to get vendors. Hey, mention us. We'll mention you. This is how we're going to link back. At the
Yeah. So it was all.
It would all like refer back. And
Yep. And here in Vegas, it's a lot easier to establish those connections. It's just a part of who we are here in Vegas, right? Before, that was always the good attachment, an add-on, right? That was part of the business community. You don't have a choice now. Okay. It is de facto. This is the principle, right? If you're not doing it, you will know, because no one's calling, no one's coming into the shop. No. That's the simplicity of it now.
This is what I've been
Right.
with my business now.
Yep.
Because I built the brick and mortar, and I was like, that is so old school. And I've been saying that for over 5 years.
Exactly. And you only got 5 more years to say it again.
I found the combination for my virtual business.
Right.
So that's why I'm just like, okay, I know this. Like,
Yep.
but isn't it always kind of been that way? And you're
Yep.
just saying now we're going.
You have no choice now. You don't have a choice. No one sitting here has a choice anymore. It is about what you do and who you're going to let know, not just because you want them to give you $1, but other people, and asking a customer to leave a review, asking a customer to give a video, something like that, or an unboxing video. Ask someone to make a video of unboxing your product. Do you know how popular that is now? And whether they love it or hate it or whatever, it doesn't matter to you. Someone other than you created content that gives your business authority. That's where we're at.
So then, like, let's just.
Sure.
We're like our friends, so we're bookkeepers. This is our great friend who is a coach, and then this is our friend that.
Okay.
And we're all trying to start websites. Sorry.
It's okay.
But like, if we somehow can mention things in our website, like I niche in auto work. She niches in how to teach people how to code. She sells people that are coming to your house.
Yep.
You know what I mean? And like, if we can get it all where it links back to all our sites, we're going to be more popular.
Absolutely.
Because we're just popular together.
But it's a re-emphasizing of connection, right? The fact that the 4 of you are here and you're building separate things, you can create content that works in all 3 directions from any one of you.
Right.
That multiplies when someone's looking for a house. Oh, someone else does this. There's a link to this interview or to this person that is a trusted partner. Right there, you're integrating a calculus of infrastructure that does not end. When one of you starts to get 100 views of your website, all the others start to go up by 10. It's a derivative math. Go ahead.
Unalignable. All the recommendations you ladies have need to be incorporated, linked into your website, because you've got lots of recommendations, and that's what he's talking about. Alignable now becomes more valuable.
Right. It wasn't like that before.
Yeah.
It wasn't the days of the old blue links. It was everyone for themselves, right? Oh, I ranked number 2 on page 5. Oh, I ranked number 1 on page 10. That's what we were used for the last 30 years. 5 years. You got 5 years. 60 months. But the point is that, does it still matter? Yeah, it does. A little bit.
A little bit.
A little bit. But the words that you use with traffic and impressions and clicks, the whole point is to stop thinking about that. It's about what you're saying and what resonates with people, not just saying it because you want to rank higher. We got to get rank out of our head.
Right.
Yeah.
No, I know what I mean. So,
Go ahead.
Yeah, so it's more of, because I didn't really care too much about right now, like, for me, it was like more like people will find
Yep.
like that, but I need to do more of that. But one of my things I wanted to do on the website, because I did revamp my about page on my thing, but one of the other things was having a resource page. And
Yes.
build it with us on it.
Yes, that's one way of doing it. You have a lot of different ways. That's a very good way.
Because we know each other so well, like we know what we all do.
Yep.
And we're very supportive of each other. And I run a big networking event, which my friend Gary here knows about it. And we just had a huge on Thursday. It was very successful. The thing is bringing that into my website as my coach and stuff, so we can link it all,
Yep.
connect it all, people will see it, and then it brings people to the website, but not only to read it, but also know what else is going on. Being more community driven,
Right.
Yep.
and that kind of support
Yeah.
with the testimonials.
Yeah.
Right.
Okay.
Yep. Good.
Eric, let me help Nancy.
Yes.
Nancy,
Oh, excuse me, Mike. Yeah.
unalignable, you happen to be the leader for Las Vegas. That's very powerful. And the fact that you've got photos and people who are complimenting you on what a great job each night's was, that's another part of the content website that validates what you do.
Should we do more like, because you were saying video, maybe not, maybe.
Yeah, I'll get to videos a little bit because videos a very unique discussion now.
Okay.
Right? And I'll get to that to the end because, right? But the point is again, you have a network, but also individually, we all have to give things for free now. Checklists, an assessment. You have to get people to nibble at the bait as opposed to deciding whether to take it. What are those little nibbles, right? What are those little things that they need to have? And again, checklists, infographics, and an assessment, right? Good.
So are we still doing the pop-up when they go to this checklist where mentioning email?
Pop-ups.
Oh.
Oh!
It's a lot of people.
Yeah. Look, it depends on what your goals are, right? From an GEO, from my standpoint, every single thing is a chemistry element, right? Certain people like to create the pop-ups for their business, but if it isn't supported by data, then get rid of it, right? This is where the chemistry, along with the catalyst for reactions, this determines what we add and take away from the website. It's not the alternator, it's not the tires anymore, right? So if you're not getting one more response per week or a couple more visits per month, get rid of the pop-up.
Okay.
But add
Yeah.
a downloadable checklist.
Great.
And then promote the checklist on your socials. Make a video about it.
Yeah.
That way you're taking the pop-up idea,
Now, yeah.
but it becomes something static and
Yeah.
datable on your website. Yep.
It makes sense because a lot of people nowadays go do the search on their cell phone.
Right.
And you know how aggravating a pop-up
So much.
on your cell phone, and that automatically sends them to another website.
And we can see that. That's what the bounce rate is.
Yeah, that's the problem.
Yep.
That's why it's answered.
So I have 2 ebooks on my website, but I just recently started getting hits. But what you're saying, tab on my web tab for buyers and sellers. So what you're saying is embed those downloadable links within the body of my website.
The very top, yes, the hero section.
Not have separate tabs and not have that further.
Yeah, because so the thing that we also have to understand, which is called it's called a click. It's a click roadmap, right? Most people will go onto a website and only give you 3 clicks. They're going to go to an about, a services, and then that's it. So that's why if you have these assessments, if you have these downloadables, infographics, if you don't want to do it, something that you have created that you say, hey, have this for free, that proves that I know what I'm talking about. You get them right off the bat to give them validation to prove that you're worthy, to prove that you're the authority. That's it. That win right there sets up everything below that. FAQs, testimonials, your social links, a social gallery of Instagram or LinkedIn or Pinterest or whatever. But the very top of the website needs to give something free to somebody. The reciprocity, digital reciprocity is huge
It's gotta be.
because it's measurable. We can see it. We can see how many people have downloaded it with the right tools and say, okay, that worked. Let's add something else. But one thing is all that matters, right? A catalog, something that gives something to somebody just for being there.
Of value, just for.
Yep.
A long way in terms of giving them something of value they can download. Is it advisable not to ask for a name and email?
I have that on my assessment for my website, right? I use Google quizzes, right? Google assessment. You can build a quiz, and I built it and then plugged it into my homepage. It asks for an email right off the bat. Yeah, you have to collect emails. Email marketing is going to have a resurgence now, right? Because we used to think that getting 100 clicks to your website a month was a good thing. Those days are over. You might get 10, and you don't have anything to show for it. But if you collect their emails, if they want to opt in to finding out, and again, we can talk about email marketing. Yeah, it doesn't work in other senses of other things, but I believe it's going to have a resurgence because you're going to build content for 5 people on your website list, and you're not going to pay anyone for 1 million of them, right? Those days are over because that click rate is like 0.2% now, right? Yeah, it is. That's just the way we have to think about it, right? What do you need to say to get the quality person that's willing to buy from you now, as opposed to 100 people and 10 people decide to do it? And then 5 of them drop off as soon as they buy it. They don't believe in what you're doing. They just did it, right? All right, let's move on. No problem. Ask any questions at any time, no problem. This is new stuff. So, all right, so why does this matter? All right, why does any of this new evolution of the old school and the new school matter? And it comes down to the thinking that we don't really have a whole lot of control as to what an LLM is going to mention about what you do. So the only thing you have control of is really thinking about, really selling what it is that you do that's better than anyone else or different than anyone else. Differentiation, selling, AI has proven to us right now, the people that can sell are going to have a new era of finding how to write copy again to sell on their website. And we're all going to know when someone has used AI to do it. That's already been proven right now. And it's going to get more and more binary. That is totally an AI written piece of content right there, because it's not talking to us. It's speaking to us, right? That's all this AI has ever been doing ever since it started. It speaks to you, it answers your questions, but it doesn't necessarily know how to talk to you. You have that ability with your website to a visitor, speaking to them, right? AI is going to trust signals. They're going to trust the authority, the ones that have earned it, and they're going to trust citations. Now, I've mentioned citations before, right? Hot Frog, Manta, and the big one of them all, Yellow Pages. Every single business should have a Yellow Pages. And I'm telling you, I will talk about this until I turn blue in the face. But every single website has a domain rating. It's a credit score out of 100 points. Every one that starts with 0. And the more that you build the authority of the domain, which is reflective of the website, it gains points over time. Every single Google has their algorithm for ranking. That's why those businesses that get the #1 spot have the highest domain rating. They've earned it. But in the old school way, they paid for it with ads, with all the hundreds and thousands of dollars that they spent to artificially be put at #1. We're coming into an era where it has nothing to do with how much you're paying for it, but what have you done to earn the score that you've scored. This is where Yellow Pages come in. If you have a business You can go to yellowpages.net, fill out a free citation, name, address, phone number, website, submit it. As soon as it gets integrated into the directory and it gets cited, you go up 3 points now. It used to be 2, now it's 3. The number 1 website in the world right now, and it's been the number 1 website with 100 out of 100 domain rating, is Facebook. And it's been that for the last 5 years. And it has never dropped to 99, and it never will. The reason why it's so powerful is because it's a continuous juggernaut of citations and visits and reloads and all this stuff that just builds and builds it up over time. And it is at the pinnacle of all domains, and it isn't going to go away anytime soon, right? But if you did this tomorrow, yellowpages.net, and filled out the citation, in a week and a half, your domain score will go up by 3 points. How many websites do you pass now with a bump of 3? 8.9 million websites with 1 free citation, because no one's doing it. You will surpass that many websites with a free citation. There are hundreds more. If you did 50, 20 a month, find the free citations. Better Business Bureau, you have to pay for it, but whatever. Manta, Hot Frog, Chamber of Commerce, any industries, specific directories, putting your information in there. That's what AI is looking for.
If you're a chamber member, fill out your business directory listing as complete as possible, because that is scanned.
You don't have a choice. It's going to be a part of the conversation with any website from this point forward, because that door is closing with the old school links. Old school links didn't really matter. It was good to have, but it didn't really matter because it was all a ranking. It was all blue links. Now you have to do whatever you can to get mentioned from an inquiry on an individual basis. No one is using the LLMs to give them 10 options for the type of responses. It's a conversation. So this is all part of the required actions moving forward.
I got a question. Now, my company have a lot of products in all the major marketplaces. Now, those listings are constantly updated from the inventory. Do those links from each one of those listings, whether it's Walmart, whether it's Kohl's or Wayfair or whatever, do those listings get pulled, get attached to the point where that will also increase the rank of the domain as well?
Yes, because it's an outboard. It's essentially a product on someone else's website, right?
Yes.
And as long as you have a link, or there's a linking from them, like a hyperlink to your page, and you saying, hey, this product is on walmart.com, that's a backlink that is absolutely necessary now.
Okay.
Right?
Now, some of the links, in fact, all of them, they'll have my company's name, like this product is by my company's name on the listing.
Right.
So the people will see what company is presenting this product.
Right.
Now, does that also help include, because now it's taking my brand and put in.
Yeah,
So,
that helps, right?
Okay.
Yep. All of this is a mesh of different things, right?
Scriber, like one of the free citations.
All of them?
Scriber.
Oh, yeah. Okay. Yeah. Yes. If you have your products on multiple different platforms, that helps as long as they have a link coming to your main hub website, right? And they probably do, because it's part of the process in which your product has to be on their page anyway. So you're fine. You have that intermesh. And in fact, it actually helps you more, because if someone is using inquiries to find your product and there's a Walmart next door, Walmart, the AI has a better statistics of mentioning to buy it from Walmart, which would give you the credit because you'd be mentioned in the response from Walmart to the AI. So yeah, you're on the right track. All right.
Question, I'm so sorry.
That's okay.
So if you have your Google free account, right?
Yep.
Free website. So then I pay for to have a web that's linked to my brokerage's stuff. So I have SaleLasVegas.com. That's my domain name.
Yep.
And then do I need to go on to my Google website under business whatever and plug away there somewhere, like do products?
Yes.
So products also helps too.
Right. Having a product page, finding ways in which anything that's linked out of your website can have a place in your website. That's the mantra, that's the philosophy, right? It doesn't matter at this point. We'll find out after 60 months what is the most important part of linking, but right now establishing a linking thinking is the most important thing.
So then go to my Google business page or the Google, website.
Well, a business profile or your website, which one?
Both.
Both?
Because you know how you go to site Google and then do your site in your website?
Oh, you're talking about the free Google website builder? That was taken out 6 months ago.
Okay, well.
Yeah.
Fine.
So yeah, we need a website first.
Website, I pay for the domain.
Right. Get the domain, get the website, yep.
My brokerage that's shared.
Yep.
And then blah, blah, blah. So then I go to now my Google business page.
Yep.
And I can add products.
Yes, that's inside there. Yep. I do that too. So yes, you can have the products, have the link to the brokerage inside the description of the product on the Google My Business page.
So we have every Friday free Neon magazine. So if I go every Friday, post things to do in Las Vegas, blah, 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 and then link it to the Neon, but in the description you're telling me I need to link it to my website as well.
Yep.
Okay, done?
More links, the better. Always remember that. More links on any content, the better.
Perfect.
Excellent. All right. So let's get down to really diminishing the old school way of marketing, SEO, and how it's evolved into AI, right? So like we said before, touched before, the focus of the old school was ranking and traffic. That was the tried and true system for the last 3 decades. Now it's about being cited. Who likes your business, likes what you do so well that they are writing a testimonial, they're writing content with you as the focus, and how is AI going to see that? That's the new ranking and traffic. Because the reality is, no more blue links means for any query, only 1 to 2 actual businesses may actually be cited. We're about to find out with ChatGPT coming out with ads next week to see what they're actually going to do about this. They're coming out with their ads, so I have to find out, there has to be a discussion as to what does that actually mean? What is it that they're going to do? But we'll talk about that a little bit. In the past, when we had the big blue bubble, we had the white bubble for Google old SERPs, the keywords were short. Best restaurant near me, best bike shop, best plumber. Those days are over. We now have long form inquiries. We have conversations with an AI that could last 3 hours. And as we are having this conversation, it is doing the research behind it, finding the little segments of what they have learned from other robots and their robots, right? It's called chunking. And the process is called the fan out, right? I know. It's called chunking, right? And the process in which the best way I can describe it is every single website, when it's learned by a robot, makes kind of like a graph out of the words that are being used, right? It makes a graph, a trigonometry graph, and it remembers that math. So when someone is in a conversation with LLMs and their path of thinking flows with what your math is, it's going to grab just that segment. It's not going to grab the whole website like in the old days, because it would grab the old website and it made you decide whether you wanted to stay there. Now it's grabbing segments. This person said this. This business does that. And then it brings it back into the conversation, right? This is called the fan out. The math is called chunking. And the score in which your website has a better math than others, it's called the embedded relevance score. That's the easiest way I can explain what's going on. But it's so much more complex than just being on page 3 with the little 3 at the very bottom with the Google and all the O's and clicking on it. Oh, there's my website. Those days are over. It's over. And at least knowing this now sets you up for the next 5 years. People are still going to talk about their rankings for the next 4 months, 4 or 5 years beyond. Oh, I ranked number 1 for this. You're learning that this doesn't matter. 5 years is not a long period of time. It's just not. So understanding this and understanding that it's on a much smaller scale to get someone's attention, if you can do that now, you will have content that will set you up for the next 10 years. you'll be way beyond everyone else. Go ahead.
What about if you're interviewed on someone else's podcast? Would that help?
Yep, link it. Get the link, right? And then build content on your platforms, your social platforms, that you were on a podcast and link to the podcast,
Yes.
right? So anything that we all do that has to deal with someone else, and they have an entity, they have a business podcast, they have a blog, hey, do you want to go in on this project together? Start linking everything. Start linking it, right? But do it the right way with some forethought. Why someone would want to watch the podcast? Why would someone want to read this? Use that at the very top as the selling of this topic. And at the very bottom, start linking everything together.
So you can start linking, not just because if you link YouTube, the YouTube video comes up because that's
Right.
so you just want the link.
You want the link so that someone can click it and go directly there. If you just have youtube.com, now they have to do another step by finding, you know what I mean?
No, my YouTube channel, this link, my latest conversation with the home inspector, see this link.
Right. Now, the next step would be to build a playlist. Then link the playlist, because then it's automatically embedded as the playlist at the very end, and they just keep on going through the loop. That's the next step.
Link my playlist in my bio.
Yep, link it all into the playlist.
Yeah. Now, one question. Now, my company leads a lot of influencers. Mm-hmm. And so, like, take for instance Amazon influence, where they'll do a unboxing of the product.
Yep.
And then Amazon will take the actual video and they'll put it on their, which is called Amazon Live.
Yep.
You have all these influencers. Now, what happens is that I don't get the video from Amazon. They won't release it.
No, they won't.
But the influencers, they will send me a video from their social media.
Yep.
And then I can link it from there. Now that works in the same effect as the actual links, because now you're exchanging video.
Right. So the linking from someone that gave you a video. Now, if we have to have there has to be a discussion of optimization. That this is what I do, right? Optimized for the best efficiency would be for you to create a blog post.
Yes.
And then link the topic of the unboxing, and then reference it on the socials, reference it on Amazon. That way you're double dipping. You are creating the content, but they have a choice to go see it from somewhere else, and then they get the click from out leaving your website to go somewhere else, right? That's a credit to you, because if it's just stuck in Amazon's system, who gets all the credit?
Amazon.
Exactly. If it's stuck on Instagram, who gets all the credit? Instagram, right?
Before we move on, so, I'm so excited.
Go ahead.
So I have a website duo, one's for regenerating the community group that I call micro, and then the local Sparks is the actual developer. Then we also have Mercati, that's been around here in Vegas. Link all of our websites together to grow. So in this situation, it's going to be more advantageous for all of those instead of backlinks. Share an earned media of us going out and putting shade structures up. Tech Premier Patios will go out. Shade increases a social impact.
Yep.
Which helps people that shade developing communities that are off-grid, which own power or enough power that they don't need tax grid. That all can come from this earned media. And all you have to do is shade earned media between whether it's LinkedIn or whether News 8, whoever did the earned media, I link that right and have them watch it on my website, or do I want them to go to News 8 if they did it historically?
If you are creating YouTube content, have them stay on YouTube, right? YouTube is the #2 search engine in the world right now. You can, and this is just my thought, if they're going to YouTube, they want to watch videos. Let them watch videos in your ecosystem, right? If they want to come to your website, link at the bottom. To learn more, visit this website. But if they're stuck and they're on a YouTube loop, keep them in the loop. Create a playlist. Interject, subscribe here, videos to follow, all those little tricks when it comes to building a YouTube channel. The point is they're already there. Keep them interested. Keep them in the loop. Oh, we got this coming up. An intro, an outro, a subscribe now, following up videos. Because if you create a playlist, it automatically plays the next one. If you just have one link to one video, as soon as it's over, it's done. They're clicking the YouTube logo and they're going somewhere else. But if you create a playlist,
Put them in your YouTube channel
Right, because we'll get into that, because if you start putting YouTube thumbnails on your website, it won't be seen by LLM. It's a wasted piece of real estate.
Yeah.
Right? So, all right, let's keep going. Structure and format, right? The old school way was broad topics. The big thing was keyword stuffing back in the last 10, 15 years, and people probably still talk about it today. Just throw in research of best, affordable, luxurious, nearest me, throw it in the website, copy, and then be done. Those days are over, right? It's modularization. Modularization is what are the specific things that you do that is better, that's more efficient, that is better experience. The YMYL is huge, but it has to be specific to what a person may be asking about your business and what you need to say to keep their attention, right? And then semantics. The semantic keyword, semantic relevance is a huge indicator right now of the broad spectrum of how you earn a mention in AI, right? So to break down semantics, if we had a bike shop, the semantic words related to a bike shop, mountain bikes, adventure bikes, street cruisers, these are all words that would emphasize that you would have the best bike shop. Whatever your industry is, what are the specific things that your industry is differentiated by, and how are you answering those questions to make their experience better on your website? That's the modular semantics right now. Good.
Quick question. Now, I'm looking at especially the center column there.
Yep.
A lot of this is done by the platform that you're using, is that correct?
Google, right? So this is the old ranking factors of the old school blue links.
Yes.
This is all LLMs. This is what they're looking for,
Okay.
right? So like right here, citations and brand mentions. That's the authority signal of AI right now.
Okay.
Who believes that you are the best? Who has said that you are the best? It has nothing to do with just getting as many backlinks as you can, right? You want the citations, you want to be on yellowpages.net because that's a free layup. It's free. But who believes that you're the best? Who has unboxed your product recently and said, this is a great product, everyone should have this? That's brand mentioning right now. It's not saying that you are, it's proving that you are.
Okay. Now, if you're, let's say you're using a platform like Shopify. Now, Shopify, the second column there, does all that behind the scenes. So it helps with the ranking, short keywords, depending on.
Yeah, so and that's the problem with Shopify now. See, and that's the great thing because Shopify is a website builder.
Yes.
So all of those things still matter because where does that website go? Onto Google.
On the Google.
All right.
So now with the geo, wouldn't it do the same thing now?
Yes, until they catch up. Now I know Shopify has got some AI tools.
Yeah, they do. Yes, exactly. They're not the best.
They're not.
You still got to
Right. And the thing is, when a website builder says that they have AI tools,
yeah, you know.
again, and the thing is, it's the thinking of the yesteryear, 30 years ago, to where, oh, AI does this for me now. That's great. Now we have to have the conversation, is it going to do it for my brand? What is it that I learned about being specific that an AI is not going to get? Because an AI is not going to really understand how to specifically target a customer, but you do, because you're a human and you're going to write this website to attract humans. AI isn't going to get there yet.
No, it doesn't, because it doesn't know exactly what you want to do.
Right.
Until you give it the prompts.
Yep.
So I know the next class is coming in 10 minutes. Can we finish with your?
Yep, we'll go through it real quick. All right, so moving forward, how do we build things out? H1s to H3s. Very top of the website, your H1 is the most powerful statement of your website. What is it that you need to say to get their attention right off the bat? It's in the hero section, very, very beginning, very, very top. Everything below that supports your next statement under the H1. If you say, hey, my YMYL is that if you give me $1, you'll be in a secure place. What is the intricacy of that statement? That's what H2s are, right? Everything below that supports the statement above it. It's like a research paper. FAQs, huge now. Use the LLMs to create the questions that customers are going to have and place it on your website. Never at the top, in the middle. in the middle, because you want their attention. If they're scrolling, they're not convinced yet. That's where the FAQs come in. You need to get in their head to say, all right, you're not convinced right now. Here's what people have asked. These are my answers.
What about separate page?
Nope, keep it on the homepage.
It's gonna be on the.
Because on desktop and mobile, you need to have those FAQs as quickly as possible. Underneath the FAQs is the testimonials. Because if they're not convinced from reading the questions, maybe they need to hear from someone else that has used your product. That's all a website needs to be. Now you can add more things later on, but that's the new structure. Go ahead.
We have a short menu across the top, no more than 5, 6 items. FAQs are always the last thing on the right hand.
Yeah, I mean, it works. It's just got to be there somewhere, but it just can't be at the top. It just can't. Because if you're already answering questions for objections, it's not really showing the confidence of them giving you $1, right? You want them to be able to make that decision right now in the first 3 seconds of them coming to your website. If they're not convinced at that point, then that's where the FAQs come in, because one of those questions may be something they're asking in their head right now on your website. Doesn't really matter, but it just can't be at the very top. All right. Citations, like I said before, H1s to H3s, and you know what? I'm just gonna go right to your question about videos and animations. All right, here we go. Here's a little bit of homework to move forward. On every web browser, you can go into the Google Store, Apple Store, whatever, and download a JavaScript disabler. It's a little program that sits in the corner. It's a little button. It turns off JavaScript. Turn it off, see what your website looks like. If it's blank, that's what LLMs are indexing.
That's what? That's what.
Yes, LLMs are indexing non-JavaScript. So if you have animations, if you have movies, if you have a gallery, and you click to take out JavaScript, it won't see it. It has to be put into HTML format. H1s, H2s, blocks.
So what was that?
Disable JavaScript. Every single website owner should have the disabled JavaScript easy little program on their web browser as an app in the upper right corner.
YouTube, you can use the.
If you do,
and then plug it in.
use that and it won't be there. Therefore, LLMs will not, they're not going to watch a video. And because the YouTube hyperlink is JavaScript, it's gone. You want the code. You want the link to go to YouTube, not to see it on your website. You're wasting valuable real estate to do that. Go and look and see what your website looks when you take out JavaScript. And if your copy is still there, that's what LLMs have indexed. If it's not there, restructure it so that it is there. That's it. That is the first step to figuring out if you're even in the mention of AI right now. Because if JavaScript is part of your website, part of your design, LLMs don't care. That's not part of their programming. They're not going to care about the JavaScript. They care about HTML, H1s, H2s, the paragraphs, linking in those text boxes. So again, animations, UX, UI is going to be gone in probably 4 years because their whole industry was about the way the website looked. We are seeing with data how it performs with HTML, right? These huge websites with lots of JavaScript animations and scrolling statistics, it's gone. I always butt heads with them about this. I always do, and don't get me wrong, it's not that that industry is gone. They just have to simplify it to HTML. They can't have all these CSS and JavaScript overlays because it won't get seen by AI. And AI is not, they're not hiding this. They're outright saying.
You just need to change their tool set.
Right, they're outright saying, we do not care about this. It's too complex for our system to watch your video to see who you're trying to target. If you don't have it in HTML, we're not gonna care, right?
And then what about the platform? Will it
Certain platforms are in big trouble. WordPress is in trouble.
Okay, yeah.
Because a lot of their programming is done in JavaScript.
Okay, now how about Shopify?
It'll come around, but always keep in mind to do your own homework on this.
Yes, absolutely.
Find what the LLMs are actually seeing with your website with the JavaScript disabler. First thing to do. And then that answers all the subsequent questions. Again, thank you very much.